When I was very young, there used to be on late night movies, when you watch late night movie, just before the TV signed off, around midnight, there would be this old Indian man in a headdress, and he would be doing sign language. And that was for me a very interesting moment. And as a boy, seeing something from the distant past, because I did not see that around me, the sign language. Through different ceremonies, I attended in the neighboring reserves of mosquito and red pheasant. I saw once again there remnants of the sign language as they spoke, and also within the ceremonial use. And I thought as well as a theater person that maybe the sign language is a way, starting from the gestures, it's a way inside to discover our internal narrative structure, how we compose story, narrative, image, and action in a sacred space. That this was a way to find the key to storytelling. That this could be the starting point towards a method for performers. So I began looking more into it, and then I ran across Dr. Lanny Reelbert, and so I invited him here to our community. He is one of the last fluent speakers of the Indigenous Sign Language.
The Plains Indian Sign Language is a universal sign language used by many tribes throughout the United States and Canada, and it was and still is the medium for communicating between tribal nations. The legacy and spirit of the Plains Sign Language, still it resides in Saskatchewan, Alberta, Montana, the Dakotas, over there in Wyoming, over there in Idaho, around Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, Oklahoma, and their variations in New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Mexico. The Plains Indian Sign Language was used historically as the main language and medium communicating between indigenous nations during trade, during ceremony, during hunting, during intelligence gathering, or where we had political alliances. It was a means for translating. It was a means for representations, ambassadors. It was a means for communication for the deaf and hard of hearing. It was also used in distant communication, like the far hill or among those trees over there. We communicated that way. It was also a basic complement to basic speech, and where we basically emphatically and use drama, including storytelling.
And in that way, I found Plains Indian Sign Language as well very healing, because it's bringing back gesture which accompanies our spoken word.
Being able to think and exercise the memory of your brain, you're not only making your brain stronger, but it's also bringing signals to the rest of your body to bring you strength too. It's like a medicine to our body. And in our ceremonial way, it plays an important part of those lodges. And even to set up teepee, they make a motion of a form of a teepee. Let's go set up teepee. They say that. So everything that's done in that ceremony, it has a sign language to that ceremony. And then we have our children learning from watching. They see us making those hand gestures, and then they become to learn what is being said just by watching.
Yep. And Cree is a more gestural, so you'll always see people moving in some way as they talk. In the Cree sign language, you're saying the words, so you're using 4 different senses. You're using your words, at the same time you're using gestures, so physical or kinesthetic. You're looking, so a visual, and you're also listening, so auditory. So there's 4. And when you use as many different senses, those work together. So the more senses you use, it's easier to keep that learning in your brain, and the more often you use it, then all those pathways will be faster. So it'll be easier so if you forget, even if you forgot the word in Cree, you'll do a gesture and you'll say, oh, and it'll pop up right away because you've associated that gesture with that word.
The Plains Indian Sign Language is not new, it's an ancient method. So in that way, this ancient method now becomes a new method. We need to bring this out into the forefront because we need to try with all our might to find a way to retain and to teach our indigenous language, our Cree language. So we found that this method is working. And within 1 week, less than a week, within 3 days, we managed to learn enough words and phrases. We learned enough words that it takes a long time in a university Cree class to learn those words and to use them in daily life. Because the thing about sign language is it's used for daily communication right away. So 30 to 60 words within 4 days, that's very remarkable. And so we hope to continue, and we hope to create a Plains Indian Sign Language Center here in our community of Poundmaker, because we need to do everything that we can to retain our language and to teach it.
The Plain Sign Language is a universal language used by many tribes throughout the United States and Canada. It is still the medium for communication between tribal nations. Here are some basic Cree words complemented by the Plains Indian Sign Language. The first word is yes, and in Cree it is uh-huh, uh-huh, 1, 2, 3, uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. The next word is no. Namoya, namoya. Okay? Namoya, 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 namoya. Next, good. Miwa sin. Miwa sin. Miwa sin. Miwa sin. Miwa sin. Next word, bad. Bad. Mayatan. 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 Next word is come here. Come here. Estam. 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 Next word, go. Go. Go ahead. Nia. Nia. Okay. Nia. 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 Next word is I know. I know it is a good day. I know that person from long time ago. I know. Keskita mawin. Okay. Keskita mawin. Keskita mawin. Keskita mawin. Keskita mawin. I don't know something. I don't know. I don't know when we're going to see competition again as sports. Danse etagwe. Danse etagwe. Danse etagwe. Danse etagwe. Danse etagwe. Okay. Next word is to have somebody sit. Asking somebody to sit. Ape. 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 Next one. Stand. Having somebody stand. Asking somebody to stand. Nipawe. 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 Okay. The next 4 words, we're going to then use them with our pointer. Sometimes the option is to do a fist to point. Here's an option. Here, this, that, there. Here, this, that, there. Some people have a little bit of their own, I guess more or less it's etiquette about pointing. But many people throughout reservation communities, like in Montana among the Northern Cheyenne, the Crow, even Rocky Boy, there's a lot of people that are comfortable with pointing. Okay, something right here. Uda. Uda. Okay, here. Uda. 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 This. Uma. 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 That. Anima. Anima. Okay. Anima. 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 There. Way over there. Odesse. Ready? Odesse. 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 Now I'm going to put all of them together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Aha. Namoya. Miwa sen. Maya done is stump. Nia kiskita mawin. Danse etagwe. Ape nipawe. Uta uma anima odese. I'll pick it up a little bit. Another example. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Aha. Na moya miwa sin. Maya done. Is done. Nia. Keskita mawe. Danse te kwe. Ape. Nipawe. Uta. Uma. Anima. Odese. Questions. This is a question mark. It's complemented with who, what, where, why, when. And there are subtle motions to depict how, which, where, which, when, how many. The first one we will introduce, and in order to learn this, you just basically got to use your common sense in the environment where you're at, and basically have familiarity with somebody that you sign with. You ask somebody that you know it's not how, because it might be something about why, but you know this person, you're familiar. Why is it like that? Okay. Why is that done wrong? Why was that done right? Okay. Okay, this is why. Okay, why? Daneke. Daneke. Okay. Daneke. 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 The next word is this motion, almost like from the left to the right and flashing the what sign. What? Gigwai. Gigwai. Okay? Gigwai. 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 The next is pointing to where something is located. Where are my keys? Where is my friend? Where is my wallet? Dan de. Dan de. Dan de. Okay. Dan de. Dan de. Dan de. Dan de. Dan de. The next one, for example, here's the sun and the earth going around. Also a clock. Okay. Dawn is speak. Dawn is speak. When is what we're teaching here. Okay. Dawn is speak. Dawn is speak. Dawn is speak. Dawn is speak. I'm going to review these 5 questions and move on after that. Okay? Daneke. Gigwai. Dante. Dana speak. Another time. Daneke. Gigwai. Dante. Dana speak. Okay? I'm going to bring those first batch up to this current batch. Aha. Na moya. Miwa sin. Maya dun. Istam. Niya. Keskita mawin. Danse etegwe. Ape. Ni banwe. Uta. Uma. Anima. Odese. Daneke. Gigwa. Dante. Dana speak. Here's a sign for who. Owena. Owena. Owen. Okay. Owen. 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 Next word is how, also a greeting. How are you? Dance. Dance. Okay. Dance. 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 Which one? Which one shall I take? Which one shall I ride? Which one is it? Danima. Danima. Okay. Danima. 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 Now, how many? Dan, da, do. We're counting. How many? Dan, da, do. 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 Okay, I'm going to practice the little 4 batch of questions. Owen, dance, danima, danadu. Owen, dance, danima, danadu. Okay. One more review. Namuya miwasen mayatan istam niya keskitamawin danse etagwe ape nipawe uta uma anima odese daneke gigwa dante dana speak. Another review. Namuya miwasin mayatan istam niya keskitamawin danse etagwe ape nipawe uta uma anima odese daneke gigwa dante dana speak. The word next is look or see. And you say itape. Itape. Okay. Itape. 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 The next word is listen. Hear. Ma. 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 Okay. Next word is woman. Esquil. Esquil for a gal. Esquil. 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 Here's the sign for man. Napeo. 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 An older man. we're going to open something. Yotina. Okay. Yotina. 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 Gonna batch these 5. Okay. Ready? Itape mau esquel na peo yotina. Again. Itape mau esquel na peo yotina. We're going to close the door. Kipaha. Kipaha. Okay. This is the word and sign for close in Cree. Kipaha. Okay. Kipaha. 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 Now I'm going to refer to you and me, but first it'll be you. Kia. Okay. Kia. 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 Now me. Nia. Nia. Okay. Nia. 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 Okay, here are all the 30 that I'm going to try to put together as a reinforcement track. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Aha. Na moya. Miwa sin. Maya tan. Istam. Nia. Keskita moe. Danse etakwe. Ape. Nipawe. Uta. Uma. Anima. Odese. Daneke. Kigwa. Dante. Dana speak. Owena. Dance. Danima. Dana do. Itape. Mau. Esquel. Yotina. Kipa. Ha. Kia. Nia. Long ago, in our great-grandparents' time, there was a time of trouble, of war. The white people came here to fight and kill us all. But our people were very brave and defeated them. It happened like this. Our people had signed a treaty with the Queen. All the buffalo were killed, and our people began to starve. They wanted the treaty to be honored. Our people came to this town, led by Poundmaker. They wanted to meet with the Indian agent and ask for food and honor the treaty. The Indian agent and white people were afraid, and they ran to the fort. They thought the Indians were here to make trouble. But the Indians only wanted food. The natives stayed in town for 3 days, waiting to meet the Indian agent. No one came to meet them, and they left the town. Some warriors took food from a warehouse, saying, "It is our food anyways. They are keeping this food from us. And they went back to the reserve. Later, soldiers came to the town. They wanted to fight the Indians. They went to our reserve to fight us. They traveled to Poundmaker's camp all night, and they wanted to attack at sunrise. They wanted to kill us all. That morning, an old man woke up early and saw them. His sacred rock had awoken him, warning him. This man saw soldiers coming and warned the camp that the soldiers had arrived. The soldiers arrived and stopped on top of the hill. Without talking, they fired their cannon. Our people were ready, wondering what would happen. The warriors ran into the coolies on both sides of the hill to start fighting. Our warriors began to defend and attacked. They only had old guns and bows and arrows. There were only 50 warriors and as many as over 300 white soldiers. Poundmaker took the women and children to a nearby hill for safety. Broken Knife Lookout, it is called. A Cree warrior named Strongbody galloped his horse through the soldiers' camp. A Nez Perce warrior was killed when a group of warriors attacked the big gun. Assiniboine Métis warrior Basil Fable shot some soldiers with his buffalo gun. They fought half the day. Then around noontime the soldiers had retreated. They ran back to the fort. As they ran away, the warriors wanted to chase them and kill some more. But our chief, Poundmaker, stopped the warriors. He held a pipe in his hand and said, "That is enough. Enough, we have defeated them. Let there be no more fighting." The warriors stopped and did not chase the soldiers and let them live. The soldiers ran back to town. That's how it was. Poundmaker was great.